It is a good story. Mention that it's a story that Charlie shared with us.
Sure. Okay.
Oh, can you see my shirt?
Oh, yeah.
I hope so.
Okay, here. You hold it. Okay, I'll sit down. As soon as I sit down, you start talking. Smile.
Hi, everybody. We have put together a small celebration of Charlie because we can't all be together right now. Joe?
In this song, I refer to Marvelous Marv. And I don't know if you know this story about Charlie, but when he was in the novitiate, at least, his given Franciscan name was Marvin. St. Marvin, I mean, maybe, I don't know. But they also had to wear, one thing in the novitiate, their undergarments went halfway down the thigh, and they were called femorals. But like a good Scotsman, Charlie didn't like wearing those under the robes. So as he slid into second base in a softball game, he mooned the entire infield, and they called him Marvelous Marv, the femless wonder.
Yeah.
When Jesus called him, he worked so hard, he made the grade, they called him Marvelous Marv. He's doing well, doing great, he could even transubstantiate. But as his faith unfurled, he figured he'd go out, see the world. Heard some freaked out friar say he'd lost his mind and lost his way. But old Friar Tuck told Jesus, don't you ever fret, you ain't seen the last of that boy yet. Caught him a break, he married her, got Jenny Gray, love so well deserved. Then he went to helping people choose how to get off of drugs and booze. Gave it all, he gave his best, time to let go, let God do the rest. But he did not just retire down, too much to do, hey, look around. And he's just getting started, he was hooking up with the vets. I know we ain't seen the last of that boy yet. Just like Jesus in the temple, nobody gets a pass. He's looking out for liars, taking names and kicking ass. And I'll give you any odds you want if you're dumb enough to bet. You ain't seen the last of that boy yet. Well, maybe he done lost a step, but that's how the tiger looked before it leapt. Not always quite so fleet of foot, but he kept his friends and he knew his roots. Still keeps the faith, keeps his friends, circle keeps on turning till the end. You can see it out there, watch it spin, it'll pick you up and pull you in. That's the Marvelous Marv tornado, gentlemen hit the decks. You ain't seen the last of that boy yet. Well, Charlie's come, but he ain't gone, just some other way he's moving on. Up behind the pearly gates, getting the angels' union rates. Still hitting it hard, still getting it done, watching the world spin and having his fun. First ain't truth to tell to be up in heaven, raising hell. So when you hear that thunder and rumble, that's just so you don't forget. You ain't seen the last of that boy yet. Just like Jesus in the temple, nobody gets a pass. He's looking out for liars, taking names and kicking ass. And I'll give you any odds you want if you're dumb enough to bet. You ain't seen the last of that boy yet. Yeah, when you hear that thunder and rumble, that's just so you don't forget. You ain't seen the last of that boy yet. We all ain't seen the last of that boy yet.
We'd like to share with you a poem by Merritt Malloy entitled Epitaph. We think Charlie would like it. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give to me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved, and if you cannot give me away, at least let me live on in your eyes and not on your mind. You can love me most by letting hands touch hands, by letting bodies touch bodies, and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So when that's all that's left of me is love, give me away.
When the sun comes shining on the road outside my door, breeze pulling me like leaves off a tree toward waves to another shore, I'll walk in silence to get my thinking clear and give heavy consideration to my past few years. The need for loving, we treat it like a sin, so we learn to suffer secretly, oh, keep it all within. You hope nobody sees you, reaching desperately for land, when to your surprise you touch another reaching hand. Oh, you got irons in the fire, you got plans, looking for greener grass in another land. Got some hopes and dreams, a little money saved, but you know you can't pretend it'll be with you forever, like an old fine friend. Oh, you might try, but you can't deny that your time here on earth has given you plenty of what you look for in your life. Then you find you're too shy to look straight in the eye of a friend you've come to love when you're saying goodbye. Oh, you got irons in the fire, you got plans, look for greener grass in another land. Got some hopes and dreams, little money saved, but you know you can't pretend it'll be with you forever, like an old fine friend. Oh, that marvelous far horizon, keep singing that siren song. You just keep on staring straight ahead, you won't see everyone who's come along. The road's before me, calling still, to tempt my sense of wonder, then hide behind a hill, to lead me laughing down every wedding bend, but I won't roll on forever like a friend. Oh, you got irons in the fire, you got plans, look for greener grass in another land. Got some hopes and dreams, a little money saved, but you know you can't pretend that'll be with you forever, like an old fine friend. Can't be there forever, like an old fine friend.
Not more than about 10 days before Charlie died, I had taken him to the doctor. And on the way home, out of the blue and in no somber fashion, he said he'd like to have Song for Itself sung at his funeral. Now that probably won't happen, at least not for a while. So I'm going to give it to you here through this video. It's got 2 poems and the song. First poem starts out, it's by Rachel Carson. To stand at the edge of the sea and sense the ebb and flow of the tides. To feel the breath of a mist moving over a great salt marsh. To watch the flight of shorebirds that have swept up and down the surf lines of the continents for untold thousands of years. This is to have knowledge of things nearly eternal as any earthly life can be. I first felt it while walking when I was quite young. It came in the morning along with the sun. It was down by the ocean the first time I heard. There's more than the music and more than the word. It's a song for itself floating out in the blue. Not about me, not about you. It's not about crying or being alone. It lives in the wind and wherever it's blown. It's a song for itself with a life of its own. And now this from the Hair and Dance Book of Love and Gratitude. If you listen not to the pages or the preachers, but to the smallest flower growing from a crack in your heart, you will hear a great song moving across a wide ocean, whose water is the music connecting all the islands of the universe together and touching all. You will feel it touching you, around you, embracing you with light. It is in that light that everything lives and will always be alive. It glides with the moonbeam that shines on the snow, with birds from the rocks to the ocean below. It falls with the leaves when the autumn has come, then it rises like rain in the heat of the sun. It's a song for itself floating out in the blue. Not about me, not about you. It's not about roaming or coming back home. It lives in the wind and wherever it's blown. It's a song for itself with a life of its own. Through the pounding of centuries burning, through the smoke and the tear, the toil, the trouble and fears, leaving behind the hate, the hopes and the yearning, Gaia moves through the universe beyond all time and tears. Oh, the poets pursue it with lock and with key. Cannot contain it, it always flies free. Haunters can hunt it to kill and to burn. It'll rise from the ashes and always return. It's a song for itself floating out in the blue. Every day older, every day new. Blessing the lost, the sad and alone. The
good and the bad, and share the light show from a song for itself with a life of its own. There's a song for itself with a life of its own.